If you can have a second chance at life, would you finally get things right? Would you do all that it takes to undo all the past mistakes? Would you take the time to learn everything that you never knew? Would you do all the things that you never had courage to do? There are many things in my life that I would like to change. I have a lot of regrets and mistakes that I've made. There are opportunities that I have taken. Too many wrong choices that I have made. I wish that I could right all my wrongs and find the places where I truly belong. I want a second chance at life. I am gonna live it the best way.
Texas is the largest state in the continental United States. Houston is the largest city in Texas. Houston houses more than 2.3 million residents and is the fourth largest city in the United States.
It's been number 1334353. Right now, I have served 10 and a half years on a 15-year sentence. I'm almost at the end of my extent of this term. So right now I'm at Caravans Unit. It's been a big change. It's been a big change moving through the process of how I've lived my life in the prison versus outside into society.
Coming up next on After the Bid.
I put my life at risk every single day going to work. One of my customers was shot and killed in my restaurant.
I was inmate number 1529341. The 1,529,341st victim of the state.
Hi, my name is Cassie. My SPIN number is 0216691. I am from Columbus, Texas. I grew up there. It's a very small town. I lived there with my dad and my stepmom and my sisters. I moved to Houston 12 years ago when I got taken away from my dad from CPS. I'm in the process of trying to get my life together. I go to church. I have a roommate that is my mentor, and I'm trying to get back on the right track. I didn't get much sleep last night again, so here I go. I gotta get ready. I gotta make sure my daughter's taken care of. I'm tired. Put my life at risk every single day going to work. Recently, one of my customers was shot and killed in my restaurant, and my best friend got shot 3 times, and the customer died. And I came back to work the very next day, and I still continue to work just to provide for my daughter.
My name is Paul Robinson. 28 years of age. One's older sister, 2 brothers, single mother, household that I grew up in. Right now, I've been out 3 months. I'm blessed to get a job. I have a nice place to stay and basically to earn my own money for a chance. Those 3 months ago, I was inmate number 1,529,341. The 1,529,341st victim of the state.
Not only is Texas the largest state in the continental U.S., but it is also home to the largest prison population. Texas has approximately 163,000 people incarcerated. Coming up next on After the Bid.
Time I get to put on a belt, in a long time, because they got rid of belts a long time ago, because dudes used to put locks on them and beat people.
So I didn't find myself falling into a platform of institutionalism as you might find with some people, and to some degree I can't knock that. Because some people are not going home. That is their reality.
My name is Dennis Shin, TDC number 645152. I did 22 flat years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice on a 99-year sentence. I've been out a year now, and since I've been out, I have gotten quite involved in different community functions in the church, and just trying to live this life again in this new world, so to speak. I just got up and I'm starting to get dressed, get ready. It's kind of a new experience. You know, I haven't had a button-up shirt in over 20 years. And when I first came in the system, you know, they had button-up shirts, but they had shortly got rid of them. Actually, it's the first time I get to put on a belt, you know, in a long time, because they got rid of belts a long time ago, because, you know, dudes used to put locks on them and beat people to death with them. So it's kind of a new experience. It's kind of nice, you know, to be able to pick and choose what clothes I want to wear today, instead of being told, you know, hey, you're wearing white again today. You know, I got this event to go to, and, you know, I want to wear long sleeves because, you know, sometimes when I'm reaching up, you know, you can see my tats. I was careful, you know, while I was in prison, that I didn't go down below my elbows, because, you know, I didn't know where I was going to be or what kind of job position I was going to be seeking, and I didn't want a bunch of tattoos on my forearms, on my face, you know. I mean, I tattooed down there. I did a lot of tats on people's faces, and I tried to discourage them from it, because, man, you never know where you're going to be 10, 20 years from now, you know, and I didn't want that obstacle before me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want people to judge me by my tattoos. You know, so they're pretty much well hidden, but, you know, I think I'm gonna pick a long sleeve shirt today.
There are several types of violence within a prison, and various reasons why violence can take place. Violence include aggravated assault, theft, forcible rape, manslaughter, and murder.
At some point, you turn off society. At least I did. Turn off loved ones in my mind to deal with the present. The reality of your present situation is that, you know, you're not going home for a long time. That was my reality. So I had to find a real way to deal with that. And the way how I dealt with that was simply shutting off society. Shutting off society, moving from unit to unit. And at some point I had to open that part of my reality back up to make that transition, and that's when it became, you know, real, in a sense, stressful. I actually kept my mind fresh to society by staying involved in curriculums, academics, you know, and just being a part of every reality that you get from the free world, as they would say. And whether it was reading, exploring different methods to liberate myself, you know, and that helped a whole lot. It really did, because I didn't find myself falling into platform of institutionalism that you might find with some people. And to some degree, I can't knock that, because some people are not going home. That is their reality. So that's the best fit to that picture. But you have to be strongly careful, in which I had to find myself being strongly careful of falling into the hearts of good men, but the mentality of sour personalities. They out the whole time of my incarceration. Believe you me, I've seen it all. But I've made a decision. I made a decision then, and I still make that decision now. That decision I made then was not to get involved with everything that you have in prison. You know, you have practically everything in prison that you have out there in society. And I made a decision not to smoke, do drugs, deal drugs, get involved in any of those things, because I felt at that point of my father passing, I had to do something now. It was more important now for me to change for myself, you know. Not for anybody else, because I realized that when you're incarcerated or you're down, the world is not going to stop for your hurt. So at some point, you have to really start asking yourself, what are you doing this for? Why are you doing it for? The mission and the purpose is essentially important. So I realized that, and from there was on a constructive path of just staying focused, heading in the right direction.
Coming up next on After the Bid.
The more important years of my life, that out of the 6.5, the last 4, that's when I got real with myself.
Man, I got a 6-blade razor that is something.
If I can go back, take it all back, honestly to tell you, I wouldn't. Because I feel that I'm a better person, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And I learned a lot of stuff. I learned who I am. And once you learn who you is, then to depict another person is pretty easy. Pretty much while I was down there, the more important years of my life, that out of the 6.5, the last 4, that's when I got real with myself. Pretty much, I stopped messing with all the foolishness, the gambling, stuff like that, you know. And I got into them books, reading. Did a bunch of reading down there to better myself. The thing about the past is it's always the future. And for my future, I gotta set up my foundation right. I did a lot of thinking while I was locked up. A lot of thinking. And this is my time to put all those plans and goals into action. I gotta be patient. Patient in everything in life, because if anything you rush, it's gonna come out wrong. Baking the cake, cooking, anything, drawing, if you rush it, it's gonna come out wrong. So just with that, I know I gotta keep pushing. I gotta stay focused. Now I'm working at Mainstay Suites. It's over here on the southeast side. You know, I'm originally from Acres Home, the north side, so that's a big change. That's a big change. Even though in Houston, Texas, H-Town, pretty much every little neighborhood pretty much got their own similarities. And I see a lot. So it's not too much people can miss me on that aspect. Even though it's in the hood, right down the street, they do the same as up in Acres Home. Rob you, kill you, steal, drugs, prostitution, all of that, but I'm just distancing myself from that. Like right now at the hotel, I do maintenance. It's pretty easy, pretty laid back. Just general handyman work, you know, fixing light bulbs, changing them out. If the desk scratched up, put a little piece of the polish, patch it up, caulking tubs, things of that nature, you know. Stuff that pretty much every man needs to know if you really want to, you know what I'm saying, take care of it yourself. If I plan on getting a house and everything break down or repairs, I'm gonna know how to do that myself. I have come to the job with a little experience from, you know, growing up. Stepfather taught me how to, you know, work with tools and fix anything. So I brung that part, but also I got some more experience to learn, because I got 2 old school co-workers and they got a lot of skill in trades and labor.
The mirrors are just a piece of plexiglass with some like aluminum foil behind them, and it's really hard to see a real good image of yourself. And so being able to stand in front of a mirror and really get a good reflection of yourself, man, it's different. You know, being able to put on some cologne for the first time, and man, just to have a nice razor. You know, the razors down in prison, man, they chew you up. And it's just, man, I got a 6-blade razor that is something. It's cool being able to go to the kitchen and just be able to grab what you want to eat. You know, I don't mind cooking, so I get the opportunity to make something to eat, whatever I want. There's a store right down the street, so I can go to the store and grab something, anything I want, you know, instead of, you know, having to wait for commissary or go down to commissary and they're out of something, out of this, you know, and all the choices and everything there, it's all the same, you know. I mean, after eating out of the same commissary for 20-some years, it gets old, you know. You just like, man, you know, it's a routine. Right now I'm on the way to parole office and I'm going to make my monthly deposit. You know, I gotta go give a piss test once a month, but you know, hey, it's cool. It really ain't nothing, man. I'm clean and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and you know, I don't mind doing that. It's a hell of a trade-off from where I was at. You know, I'd rather be out here and doing a piss test once a month than just sitting behind a cage, you know.
Coming up next on After the Bid.
I go backwards. I try to lift myself up. Do anything to sacrifice what I can for my daughter. I have a 4-year-old daughter that I'm fighting custody for. She'd rather be with her dad all the time, and it breaks my heart. And I struggle with that every day because I want her to be happy. I work graveyard shifts. I'm a manager. I'm trying to look for a better job to provide for my daughter. I try to do everything I can in abusive situations, and I want to change my life around. Right now, I have a roommate. I go to church. I'm trying to do the right thing. I fall off. I go backwards. I try to lift myself up. I struggle. I do anything to sacrifice what I can for my daughter, just so she can be happy, so I can have the life that I dreamed of. And my life is becoming married, having kids, and being committed to one person.
Over 2.7 million children under the age of 18 have a parent in prison or jail. In the early summer of 2013, the Children's Television Workshop producers of Sesame Street introduced Alex, a Muppet with an imprisoned father. On the next episode of After the Bid.
I'm going home soon, and I mean real soon.
Everybody really is in the form of getting pacified when they get out.
So I was holding on the little handrail. I got the seatbelt. I done pulled that boy a little more tighter. You know, it's already tight around here. I done strapped up just in case.
If he wants to play dirty in court and try to throw my past in my face and stuff, I'm gonna issue that DNA test. I'm gonna do a DNA test and say, how can Chloe's biological father not have rights? He deserves rights. He's a biological father.
44 Magnum. This is real talk from the heart. How many times have you struggled just to take care of your mother? And your sister doing bad like your brother, just to stay above the water, you hustle. How many times have you missed sleep? Cause you refuse to accept defeat. Trying to get it to get back on your feet. Keep pushing, never let your knees buckle. I got my feet on the ground, in my head in the sky. And just to get around, I feel I gotta be fly. Cause daddy wasn't around.